This is how I helped a 16-year-old kid who qualified for Mensa finally catch up in school. Yes, one of my first patients was this really sweet kid, although I will admit, and he will admit too, he wasn't so sweet when he first came into my office. Well, dare I say he was a grumpy 16-year-old kid who was absolute genius. His IQ pretty much qualified for Mensa, but he was struggling in school. Honestly, I don't blame him for being grumpy. If I was smarter than all you fools and yet you kept doing better than me on a test, it is a perfectly reasonable response to be grumpy about it. So when he first came in, he was referred by a child psych because obviously something was missing. This kid is brilliant, and yet he's not even wanting to attempt his homework or really follow through. That doesn't make sense because he should be flying through his homework and doing better than everyone else. He had convergence insufficiency. Convergence insufficiency was what was challenging for him when it came to now collecting data from the books and getting it into his smart computer, super smart computer, so that he could then prove his intellect and prove that he was putting the work in. With convergence insufficiency, it's basically a deficiency in processing near spatial light data. When you're first born, you do not know how to process this, so it is a learned skill, which is good news. It means if you don't know how to do it, there's hope that we can teach you how to do it, kind of like riding a bike, and that's what we did for him. The first time he came in, he was given an 8th grade reading passage because, again, he was a little grumpy, so I tried to be extra nice, and his eye movements were that of a 3rd grader. No wonder he was so grumpy. It would be like trying to read braille with a tremor. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If it's challenging to collect the data, you will never be able to prove to people that your intellect, or even gather it and then make sense of it and learn something new. When he graduated, he was giving a 10th grade passage, and his eye movements were that of a college grade student. So he did amazing, and we honestly helped him with just vision therapy. He was in our clinic for about 36 to 48 sessions because he did have some other binocular vision dysfunctions, but less than a year, and definitely a very sweet kid when he left our office.